And now for something completely different.
Thank you for using Avocado Online Therapy. For security purposes, your therapy session will be recorded. Avocado Online Therapy is a subsidiary of Evolution Theory Limited and goes above and beyond to ensure a safe and respectful environment for its customers. If you are ready to proceed with your therapy session, press 1. Kindly hold as we connect you with a therapist.
Hello, Anthony. It's Leila. How are you doing today?
Hey Leila, I'm doing okay. Actually, I'm feeling a bit better since our last session. Been thinking a lot about what we talked about.
I'm glad to hear that. Reflecting on our conversations is an important part of the process. What's been on your mind since we last spoke?
Well, I've been thinking about my past relationships and trying to see if there's any patterns there. It's kind of eye-opening. I think I'm starting to see some connections.
That's great insight, Anthony. Identifying patterns can be very helpful in understanding your behaviors and choices. What connections or patterns have you noticed so far?
I realized that I tend to be drawn to women who are kind of like independent and career focused, like we talked about before. But I also noticed that these relationships often start out intensely and then burn out quickly. I think I might be pushing too hard, too fast.
That's an important observation. The intensity at the beginning can be thrilling, but it can also lead to burnout if both of you aren't on the same page. Do you think there's a reason that you might be drawn to these types of women, or why the relationships tend to start so intensely?
Maybe it's because I admire their independence and drive, something I really find attractive. But I think part of it is also that I'm trying to fill a void. I want that connection so badly that I dive in headfirst without really thinking it through.
That makes a lot of sense. It sounds like you're seeking something meaningful and fulfilling, but the approach might be causing some challenges. Diving in headfirst can sometimes be overwhelming for both of you. Have you thought about how you might approach these relationships differently?
I think I need to slow down and not rush things. Maybe take the time to really get to know the person and let the relationship develop more naturally.
That sounds like a very healthy approach. Taking things slow allows the both of you to build trust and understanding gradually. It can also help you determine if the relationship has a strong foundation before becoming too emotionally invested.
Yeah, I can see that. I've been reflecting on how I handle rejection too. I take it really hard and it makes me feel like there's something wrong with me.
Rejection can be very painful, and it's easy to internalize it as a reflection of your self-worth. But it's important to remember that rejection often says more about the other person's needs and the situation than it does about your value. How do you usually cope with it?
Honestly, not very well. I tend to withdraw and beat myself up over it. I replay the moments in my head and wonder what I did wrong.
That's a very common response, but it can be very damaging to your self-esteem. One thing we can work on is developing healthier coping mechanisms. For example, practicing self-compassion and reminding yourself that it's okay not to be everyone's perfect match.
I like that idea. I've been pretty hard on myself for a long time. Maybe it's time to change that.
Absolutely. Self-compassion can go a long way in helping you recover from rejection and build resilience. Another useful strategy is to focus on your strengths and what you bring to a relationship. What qualities do you think you offer as a partner, Anthony?
I think I'm pretty loyal and supportive. I'm always there for the people I care about. I'm also a good listener and I try to make the other person feel valued.
Those are wonderful qualities. Loyalty, support, and good listening skills are incredibly important in any relationship. It's important to remind yourself of these strengths from time to time, especially when you're feeling down.
Thanks, Leila. I never really thought about it that way. I guess I've been so focused on my shortcomings that I forget about the good things I actually bring to the table.
It is easy to get caught up in negative self-talk, but shifting your focus to your positive traits can make a big difference. Another thing to consider is how you approach communication in your relationships. Open and honest communication can help prevent misunderstandings and build stronger connections.
That makes sense. I've always been a bit hesitant to fully open up because I'm afraid of getting hurt. But I can see now how it could help build trust.
It's very natural to feel hesitant, especially after experiencing betrayal. But practicing open communication, even in small ways, can help build that trust gradually. It's all about creating a safe space where you both feel heard and respected.
I'll keep that in mind. I think it's something I could work on, starting with my relationships and then applying it to dating.
That's a great approach. Building these skills in your friendships can provide a solid foundation for your romantic relationships. Remember, it's a journey, and it's okay to take it one step at a time. You're making great progress by reflecting on these patterns and considering new approaches.
Thanks, Leila. I really appreciate your guidance. I feel like I'm starting to understand myself a lot better.
You're doing a fantastic job, Anthony. Remember, self-awareness is a crucial step in making positive changes, but self-awareness without self-compassion builds self-loathing. So let's practice self-compassion. We'll continue to explore these areas and support your journey. Take care of yourself until our next session.
My Therapist and I is written and edited by Victor Mulagisa for Evolution Theory. Additional vocals are provided by Nomatemba Tembo. All music is produced by Victor Mulagisa for Evolution Theory. Additional audio consultation by Black Logic for Eve Media. Any illegal copying of this product is punishable by law. Copyright 2024.